And we're back. It's your boy Edwardo here with your DraftStream Saturday update. And all is normal in the world because look who's at the top. The bird is the word. The Canadian sensation is back, occupying the top two spots over another guy who is looking to supplant him with the next two spots, followed by yours truly. Jaybird's also making a play for a clean sweep to get the whole $60 this week with not only the top two spots, but also the low ball. His leads look fairly comfortable. Not insurmountable, but fairly comfortable. So let's start with the high balls and the potpourri, the poo-poo platter of a call sheet. Looks like it's working out. This is the 811 headliner, co-star, day player construction. We have a headliner stack of Love on the Spectrum, headliner stack of Most Wanted, headliner stack of The Doghouse, a 3-pack of Signs, and a headliner from The Rental. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different titles, and it's working out for him so far. How does that compare to the perfect call sheet? Well, it's a great week for Netflix. Look at this right here. The value is starting to concentrate now. Love on the Spectrum, as somewhat expected, is a bit of a hit. Kind of the runaway score of the week at 119.35. I mean, honestly, that's putting it in all-time zone. I mean, what the all-time highest score was, what, 124.15 by The Last Dance. This puts it within range. Actually, take a look at the. Let's break down those scores real quick. Love on the Spectrum. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, everyone loves it. 183. The Metacritic could possibly be better, but Metacritic is kind of odd. It seems like even though we have like a 66 as the default score, and I promise you, I researched this. This is what it's traditionally been, like, over years. Metacritic has been a tougher score, it seems like. Actually, let me back that up. Let me back that with some facts. So this is the master score list. And in our game, historically, Rotten Tomatoes has been 65.71, and Metacritic has been 63.60. So it has actually been a lower base, a lower average score. I just had an idea. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. It's fine. We won't mess with the success. My idea was basically, what if we tied each week the default score to the average score historically? But you know what? That's just too fancy. Let's not change horses midstream. Make this too complicated. But that just kind of goes to show you, I'm always thinking about this game, ways we can make it better or at least more interesting. That would be interesting. And if that were the case, then your default scores for Rotten Tomatoes would be essentially 65 and Metacritic would be 63. But, you know, whatever. Let's keep this moving. And also, the default score for Rotten Tomatoes has also been historically averaged. So I'm not just kind of pulling these out of my tail. Anyways, back to what we're talking about, the perfect call sheet. I mean, it concentrates on 4 titles, 2 of which make up 80% of the scoring. Love on the Spectrum and Signs. I think it's the Polish. I don't know too much about Signs. Signs is a Polish TV drama. Looks like a cop drama. Okay, cool. All right, so that's the perfect call sheet thus far. We've seen a lot of movement today, and I was actually a little bit surprised. We have some movement, but not this much. I mean, it seems like a lot of scores are kind of coming in. Doesn't look good for Love in Harmony Valley, getting many scores. UPTV, it's a bit of an upstart. I think it's only been around a couple months. We don't have a really large sample size on it. This 8.0 might be the only score it gets all weekend. And even though I was afraid this might be a down weekend, I mean, these scores all really moved since Thursday. Love on the Spectrum, which already had a good start, jumped out to 119. Fear City went from 83 to 100. I mean, we've seen some really good movement here. And as expected, Kissing Booth definitely improved its stock, but in fairly predictable ways. Critics hate it, audiences love it. Now let's see what else is going to come into play. And Jaybird, who's essentially chasing himself. Once again, it's kind of all out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 titles. Spread the love, Jaybird. 6 titles, and somehow such a diffuse strategy has him still in contention with himself for number 1. I love it. I mean, it's such a random strategy as far as I wouldn't say random. I mean, it just goes to show that there was no one clear-cut winner this week. I mean, you could have made a case for Love on the Spectrum was going to do well, but even with that, he didn't overexpose himself to it. Even though it seems like it's definitely going to be the top-performing title of the week. But yeah, you've got some Doghouse here, Signs, Most Wanted, Love on the Spectrum. I mean, like I mentioned on Thursday, I felt like there was going to be, a mushy middle. And as it turns out, it's a bit of a mushy middle of quality. I mean, everything here, there's only one title in the 60s, and that's Helter Skelter. And that's because, for the life of it cannot get anything beyond the Metacritic score. And even the Metacritic score isn't like a full Metacritic score. I had to dive deep to find and average out the existing critical scores instead of getting the complete aggregated Metacritic score. So this one, we'll see if there's any movement on Sunday. It is a Sunday. No, actually, I'm sorry. No, this debuts today, Saturday. So maybe we'll see some more movement today from Helter Skelter. But Epix, it occupies a weird place in the streaming firmament. I mean, and I wouldn't even say it's in the firmament. It's a bit of an upstart. I mean, it's been around for a couple years, but no one I know really watches it too tough. And they've got good shows on there. I love me some Get Shorty, the TV version. That's had 3 seasons on it. I think I watched one other show, which was pretty good on Epix. Name escapes me at this time, but they don't have a ton of programming that's original, so it might just go overlooked because it's so small by critics and audiences alike. And then what does Gamble 24, X7, G24 have to do to get into this? Well, Tig and Seek had a strong IMDb performance over the last couple days. Tig and Seek got a 9.0. It needs 2 more scores, basically. It needs to round this out. It needs the RT, Rotten Tomatoes, to come through. And Google, step your game up, Google users. You're everywhere. Discover this show. It's been out since Wednesday, for crying out loud. That does not bode well for Google user scores. But it seems like people who have bothered with it like it. So is there a scenario where this gets like an 85 and puts them in contention? Yeah. That's about what it would take. Look at this. I mean, he probably doesn't even need an 85. Probably just needs like a 75. Hell, undo that. Hell, even like a 65. Something, anything from Tig and Seek in the Google user score will put G24 in the ball game. So, hang in there, G24. You might have a shot. And the rental, it's okay. Signs, actually outkicking its coverage. Nice, 6,700. got him 125. That's you love to see it. That is value city right there. Straight up value town. And Love on the Spectrum, good exposure to that. But he's going to need Tig and Seek, his optimal stack of Tig and Seek. 2 headliners, a co-star, and a day play. He's going to need that optimal stack to pull through for him. So Google user scores. Get to it. We're going to take a look at the low ball. Jaybird, up to his old tricks. Wisely leverage the kissing booth. It's pretty terrible. Well, actually, you know what? That's relative. I mean, 77.95 actually is decent value for this salary. Although, when you're looking at the low ball, Valerie has a different connotation, I guess, different meaning. You're looking to get the lowest scores, but you also need to make up 75,000 on your budget, and he got it on the dot, right there. Tig and Seek's gonna hurt him. Let's go back to our hypothetical. If that 65 comes through, look what happens at Jaybird's score. Well, actually not much, because he's got so much kissing booth, he's almost insulated from losing this. But what if it goes to 80? Not even matching the 9.0 from IMDb. What if it goes to 80? Yeah, it's kind of hard for him to lose just off of Tig and Seek on its own. So that's something to consider. But yeah, but Jaybird 3, I mean, I won't say he's got it locked up, but it's looking pretty comfortable for the low ball portion of the weekend. I mean, he's got a 60-something point lead over G24. Sorry, I didn't mean to short you 1 hour. Because he gambles all day, every day. Kissing booth, smart. Retaliation, It's not bad. French biryani, though. I don't know why we keep underestimating foreign dramas on Prime. I need to figure out logistically why foreign dramas just do so well on Prime. I mean, 6,900 for 86.30 points. That's slight value. It's good value. It's actually almost the average. I think I went on a previous recap. I did the average of foreign dramas, maybe even foreign dramas on Prime, and I think the average is like 88, 89 points. And that's pretty much all you can ask for, especially at this price. That's good value. So, although, of course, if we're going for the low ball, you don't want to see this kind of value. You want to beat it down. Beat it down! And surprisingly, Animal Crackers. I mean, animation usually does well. It's got a big name cast. I mean, Emily Blunt, Sean. And this really was. I mean, if you have this on your call sheet, this is just a bit of a salary dump. But man, I thought it would do a lot better than that. I thought it'd be at least in the mid-90s. And Helter Skelter, that definitely seems like it's going to be the loser this week. It is just slightly below default score, which goes to show you nothing I really would want to watch on this list, except for maybe Fear City, and I've already watched it and it was good. I enjoyed it. I think I rated 7.0 on IMDb. But critically and with audiences, it struck a chord. We are officially above the season average, so very interesting. And last call sheet we'll take a look at is the Brown Baby, our mascot, the Draft Mom. And she's in in the bottom half, 8th place. Does she have any room to run? She's 70 points behind. All right, so behind the next spot, which is me, her son. What does Mom have to do to, I don't know, break into the top 5? So she's got a lot of the rental. I'm not saying it was a mistake, but horror really hasn't done that great in our game historically. I mean, let's sort this by genre. Let's do horror. And once again, pro tip, if you want to get some actual statistical data from our ever expanding sample size, I like to do this, average, parentheses, and then you can just highlight all the scores that you want to average out. Actually, not a whole lot of horror exposure, looks like. An 80.24. It's pretty low performing as a genre on the whole. So if you're extrapolating that out to a $100,000 budget, you're probably looking at. Hold on a second. There we go. You probably don't want to spend more than $8,000 on a title. Oh, okay, which is all right. So that's what you did, but this is basically getting you what you expect. You're not getting the bang for your buck here. I mean, value. I mean, it's actually right at value. You're not getting like a lot of value per se. I mean, this is fine, but you need to supersize your value. You need to go beyond expected value in order to exceed this game. And the rental and horror as a genre just is not going to cut it. Love and Harmony Valley is fine, especially if it stays at this 81.50. I mean, it's fine. Headliner. Yeah, Headliner, you're getting 114. Yeah, that's solid. That's right at value, I would suppose. Fear City. It's not bad. I mean, for your day player to get you 100 points, it's not bad at all. It's just right now the anchor of the rental. I mean, any other week, there's probably a decent call sheet. This week, just not quite sharp enough. So keep grinding, Mom. You're looking great. All right, that's gonna do it for the Saturday update. We'll see you back here Monday, sometime after 12 p.m. Pacific time, after the game ends, with final scores and our new talent pool. Trying a few things different this week. We'll see, or next week. We'll see if you guys like them. We'll make it a little more challenging. Have to update the rules a little bit, but hopefully it should make the game a little more interesting. Keep it fresh. And I'm seeing screens every day, y'all. I mean, it's looking beautiful. Pollock is doing a great job. Our senior UI UX designer. So just hang tight, everybody. We'll get through these spreadsheets together. Thanks for playing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting DraftStream and the great Cinema Draft game. I'll see you Monday.